And is it just a duet, or will there be more books in this?
There will be 3 books total.
Okay.
It's the Weston Legacy. So book 3 will be the third and final Weston.
Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering.
Yeah, we had a conversation
yeah.
about this before we came on. We had a conversation about this. Okay.
Wow.
And do you have a timeline for the third, or is it very much up in the air right now?
So I could have it out at the end of the year, but I recently was picked up by Simon and Schuster. So it's on their timeline now.
Okay.
I think the plan was early 27.
Okay.
So not too far from Katie's story, and you'll want book 3 after book 2.
Okay, I'm so excited.
Okay.
She was such a big part of book 1.
Yeah.
So, and there's not much of a mention of her in book 2. Well, from what I've seen, what you've kind of given us.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, right? Okay.
I just really want to know her story. There's lots of hints and there's lots of stuff that we're like, oh, did this happen? So I'm really looking forward, and I'm looking forward to seeing. Obviously, this is going to make her grow. What everything that is left, shall we say, is going to make her grow.
Her story is definitely one of growth. It is painful. There are going to be parts where people may even hate her and the decisions she's making, but her growth in this story is unbelievable. Wes has so far, from all of the beta readers and all of the alpha readers, has outrun Nathan. So
I heard this.
So everybody is team Wes right now, and most of my readers are team Katie over team Ellie too, which I was surprised.
And what are you?
Team Katie.
Yeah.
Okay, and Nate or Wes?
So it's hard to answer this. I'm Wes, but it's not because I don't love Nate. It's because Nate feels like he is just Ellie's. He's Ellie's, and like I can't even make him a book boyfriend in my mind. And I think it's because they have, like, from such a young age on, they only kind of, existed for each other. That like, that's why I have to go with Wes. So
Yeah.
Will we go to the community questions?
Yeah, do you know what? We do have a couple of questions from just a few people in our community now. We just have 5, but I actually think you might have answered a lot of them, but I'm going to read them anyway. So Sophie said, did you always plan for it to not be a happy ever after? And if not, what changed?
Yeah, it was always going to be a not happily ever after. The way it happens definitely changes. I had something set in mind, and I don't want to say too much just in case somebody hasn't read it. But it was a lot easier the first time. And then I said, you know what? Nope, that's not good enough. So.
Okay. Do we get any sort of a happy ever after, or can you say?
In Wrecked?
No, in the Weston Legacy.
Yes. So Katie's story and Emmy's story have happily ever afters. I honestly, and I know this will cause controversy, and I honestly feel like Nate and Ellie's story had a happily ever after in its own way.
I know what you mean. It's how it needed to be.
I couldn't see another ending for that story.
Absolutely. Yes. No, I understand what you mean.
Like they had their time together, and would they ever have been accepted?
Yeah. Yes. So that's the I suppose, right, I'll move on to the next one. Oh, you have answered this, but I'm going to actually say how she asked. So Nicola wants to know, did you absolutely sob when you were writing this book?
Yeah, I did. I actually sobbed more writing Revived, though. I will say that.
Hey.
But it's a different kind of cry for Revived than it is Wrecked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like a healing cry, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it kind of just, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So Alana wants to know, did you always know how Wrecked would lean into Revived?
Yes. So you will, and this like I've had alphas and betas all going back through Wrecked now. There are a lot of hints in Wrecked for both Revived and book 3 that you would just read right on over, like not even interpreting it as anything but, a filler sentence. So there are a lot of little clues and hints in there for
those moments, and the
Yeah.
next book's being like, that's why that was in that, and that's what that line
Okay.
was. Okay.
Yeah, just even there's a lot of note mentioning of in Katie's perspective, even though she only has a couple of scenes, she talks about her gray wall or gray carpets and her blank walls.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is actually an incredibly important sentence
Okay.
that explains something in Revived.
Okay, right. So we get okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Margaret wants to know, why did you write this book?
It was therapeutic for me. I took a lot of my own life experiences and put it in. The ending is a life experience for me, unfortunately. And it is it's almost a way to kind of immortalize your grief, like I still carry it with me, but now I carry it with me in this book, and it kind of like eases the tension in yourself. So it was like therapeutic in that way to write it.
It's a way for you to release.
Yeah.
And
that's also
everybody
Katie's story as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I get the vibe that kind of from Katie's story, it's going to be tragedy all the way through to a happy ever after, where I suppose Ellie's, although it was tragic all the way through, it wasn't kind of too bad. And then, we got the big ending.
Yeah.
I
I feel like what you're gonna feel. What you're gonna feel through a lot of Revived is you're gonna watch this healing journey, but you're gonna have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Because you as a reader are connecting plot points that the MMC and the FMC have not connected yet. And that's going to bring you a lot of anxiety. And you're just kind of gonna wait for the other shoe to drop. Pretty much the entirety of the book.
So you're constantly on the edge of a tightrope, nearly just waiting. Yeah. Okay, so it's suspense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have one last question. We've kind of covered this, but obviously you had to do a lot of research. I think you covered that earlier on, talking about how this was your own experiences, etc. But we do have 2 fun questions before we finish up.
Okay.
Do you want to do the first one there? Because this
yeah.
is one that Erica likes.
So this is a good one. I hope we don't just put you on the spot with this, but if your book was to become a movie, who would you cast as your main characters?
I would cast I always forget her name. She's older now.
Yeah.
Obviously the older version of her is who I see playing Ellie, but she was the little redhead girl in Stranger Things. What is this?
I know who you're on about. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Her, I 100% that is who I visualize as Ellie. And not the kid version of her. The adult version.
Sadie Sink is her name. Sadie is her name.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
That's what I see.
I know exactly. Yeah.
And then Nate, for the longest time, I didn't have an answer for Nate.
Yeah.
Until the last season of Tell Me Lies, there was a new character added, the love interest for Lucy, and I don't know what his name is either. Okay. But like when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, that's Nate.
You best believe that somebody will probably put the answer.
Yeah.
So a lot of our members are writing here, so I'd say they'll probably go off, find out who it is, and they'll come back and tell us.
Is it the bartender? Is it the bartender?
No, it wasn't the bartender. He was just brought in for the last season. He was Bree's friend from the orphanage or something.
I can't think of his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah, like I just see Nate in him so much.
Okay.
Okay, so interesting. And just I suppose our last question before you finish up, and this is just a personal question for you. What are you reading now?
Oh gosh, I just finished. It's called, and I haven't been able to read like anything this year because I'm going from Revived right into book 3.
Oh, absolutely,
but I did take a small break, so I just finished We Have Infinity. I think it's what it's called. We Have Infinity.
Oh, I have that on my list. The zombie
it's so
apocalypse.
good. So good. Broke my heart. It's a tragedy. I loved it.
Yeah, I have that actually. I'm going to start that soon. That does sound really good.
Yeah.
And then I suppose just the other thing is kind of what has been your favorite kind of feedback you've received?
I get a lot of messages from readers who have struggled with depression and anxiety, who have really appreciated the authentic view into what that looks like, because there are and I think there's room and there's a need for both types of stories. I think there's room and need for stories that help somebody heal from depression and anxiety, even though it might not be a realistic lens to what that condition looks like. Reading that is helpful. But then you don't get a lot of stories where you're not okay. It's okay not to be okay. But this is the reality of depression and anxiety. So when I get messages like that saying, I felt like I connected so much to these characters because of things that I struggle with. And I've had readers tell me that, seeing and feeling the emotions, just even grieving for characters that make decisions based off of their mental health, that it's changed decisions that they've felt like they've wanted to make. There's nothing that means more than that.
Oh, absolutely. So true that you're essentially saving someone's life.
Absolutely. And it's probably encouraging them to speak up instead of keeping these things hidden.
And I suppose that is a big thing, is it's okay not to be okay. Mental health is such a huge thing now. And I don't think it's as much of a taboo as it used to be.
No, definitely
which is
not.
great.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot different than from, when I was, in my 20s or even young 30s and even treating patients with mental health disorders. It's so different. And I just think about my time in the military too. It was very much a don't talk about it thing, and I know that's changed. And that's changed tremendously too, which is why so many veterans are getting help for, PTSD now and things that we used to just say, you don't bring it up. You just kind of sweep it under the rug. You're ridiculed if you do. You're made fun of. You're, all of the things. So, I love that the outlook has changed tremendously over the last, 10, 15 years.
And I love that. I'm actually reading a book right now as well. And the main character has hidden their PTSD, hidden their trauma for years and years, and they're broken right now. And it's all about healing. And I love that this is coming into books, that it's okay to do it. It's okay to write it. It's okay to read it. And it sees that everybody struggles. Everybody has struggles.
And just helping the support out there and just speak up.
Exactly. Well, Bree, thanks so much for coming on and chatting to us.
Thanks for having me on.
No, we're really, really happy to have you on.
You're so good.
Maybe we could link back in when Revive comes out.
Do a part two.
Absolutely. I'm excited for everybody to read. So
after you break us all over again.
Absolutely. And sorry, can I just ask, obviously Revived is later this year. Is the audiobook on part, is it out the same time?
Yeah, it'll be released on the same day. So November 24th.
Have you put your narrators?
I have requested narrators, but I don't know if they were able to get them. So we'll see. We're still in the process. Everything's kind of changed a little bit since the series has been picked up regarding my control over things, but they're so collaborative that it's been great. So usually if I ask about something, request something, it's
So and this is your full time? This is you full time now, right? Or now?
No.
Oh, you're still okay.
I still work full time. Yeah, I'm not in patient care anymore though. I'm in
Oh, you were saying
admin. So I'm doing quality and patient safety at the hospital now. But
busy.
So 5 days a week. So working two full-time jobs now.
Yeah,
It'll all pay off in the
yeah,
end.
You're doing amazing anyway, and thanks for giving us such a beautiful but tragic story. And
Yeah.
we are looking forward to the sequel.
Yes.
Thank you guys for reading.
Thanks so much, Bree, and hopefully we'll chat to you again.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks so
Thanks.
much.
Bye, Bree.
Bye.